What's good? This is Trey, and in this video, I'm going to give you one tip that's going to help you instantly overcome approach anxiety. Now, if you don't know what approach anxiety is basically um, an anxiety or a feeling of nervousness or fear that comes up once you have the thought of approaching a woman that you find attractive. So basically, what it really comes down to, for the most part, is a fear of rejection or a fear of some people it's a fear of success. Like they're afraid if they approach the girl and it actually goes well, what do you do next? Sometimes you don't even know exactly what it is. All you know is there is a fear and an anxiety that comes up when you see a woman you want to approach, right? And one of the fastest ways to overcome this, for some people, you may be able to tap into it very easily, very quickly. Some of you may need to work on it. But basically, it's the idea of, instead of focusing on, okay, I'm going to approach this woman, I hope I get her, or I hope I get her number. Instead of that, you focus more on, how can I approach her and have fun or laugh or have a good time, or you know what I mean? Basically, how can I turn this approach into a joke, right? Because the thing with fear, what it does is it gets you serious, it gets you uptight and attached, and you know what I mean? And it's like you want to loosen up, you want to be free, you want to be relaxed. And when you're free and you're loose and you're relaxed, what are you doing? You're laughing usually, you're smiling, you're having a good time. So you want to change the focus to, instead of, oh, how do I get her number? How does it make sure it's perfect or whatever? Instead, just think about, yo, how can I approach her and like get a laugh? How can I approach her and have fun? Like make it funny. How can I make it humorous? How can I make it comical? How can I turn it into a joke? And it's not like, oh, you may say, oh, I don't want to see the girl as a joke. Like, maybe I'm looking at her as a joke. I don't, she's beautiful. I don't want to make a joke out of her. It's not like that. It's more about just being light and playful and a carefree vibe. And that you actually gonna have a better chance of having a good interaction with her with that than you will if you are focused on, how do I get her number and how do I be perfect and how do I be smooth? Because that stuff, what it's gonna do is gonna put you in your head. When you're in your head, you can't really enjoy the interaction. You can't really be present to the moment. You can't see subtleties in her body language and her tonality and stuff like that because you're too stuck in your head. So you want to switch once you start feeling yourself getting anxious or nervous about the thought of approaching a woman, switch it and think about, how can I get a laugh? How can I turn this into a joke? How can I have a joyful interaction? How can I have fun, make this playful? Kind of like a kid. Like a kid is always trying to make shit fun. Kids they can be like anywhere and they can find a way to make things fun. Something that may be boring or regular to somebody else, a kid could turn it into something fun. They can pick up a stick and turn the stick into in their head, the stick becomes a magic wand or a sword or whatever, right? It's like it's a reframe. It's reframing. So, reframing, having a different perspective, whatever you want to call it. Same thing with a woman. Like if you feel yourself getting nervous, fearful, it's kind of like, okay, you're taking this shit too seriously. What can you do to change that? Change your approach. I'm gonna go up to her and see if I can just make a fool out of myself, right? Like I'm gonna go up to her and try to get rejected, right? You want to reframe the shit, turn it upside down, so now you get the power back, right? It's like you're basically laughing in the face of rejection. You're laughing in the face of fear. You're laughing at anxiety. You're like, yo, that shit is a joke, right? I'm not taking that shit seriously. What a stupid joke, right? For me to see a woman that I find attractive and all of a sudden I can't move and shit, that's just ridiculous, right? See the humor and the comedy in it. Like how foolish. Another human being, just because they are visually look good, all of a sudden I can't function and my heart starts beating and all this shit. It's like, just laugh at it, look at it as a joke. Like, man, this shit is funny. I'm gonna go over there and see if I can just make a joke out of this shit, Like, go into the approach smiling. Like start smiling like before you even approach. Like don't be like, all right, here we go. You know, try to be smooth. No, like just walk up like she walk up to her and she's just gonna feel your vibe like, whoa, who is this guy? Why is he so happy? Why is he, you know what I mean? It's like you just wanna man, you just wanna just look at it as, yo, I'm trying to get a laugh, I'm trying to have a funny interaction. Let you know, it's kind of like, let's see what happens here. It's not, you're not even worried about getting the number, you know? And a lot of times when you're not worried about getting some shit, that's when it shows up. Right? So that's the advice. I hope it made sense. I hope it's helpful. See you in the next one. Peace.